Dear diarrhea. Diarrhea full of shit. Just play along with me myself. Alright? Oh shit. You know what else? Yo, so legit. um, hey, Bunny Humper. Is that you? I saw some stuff. It doesn't show the full title. But it seemed like there was one where it was Bunny Humper and there was one where it just went and then it showed a B, so I don't know if it so this is I don't know. Made me think of you or maybe it may have said maybe think of you boo thing, but one of them was Bunny Humper, so is that you or what? Because I don't know. It could be whatever. I don't remember them. Um, I might watch the one. I won't go back to the other ones because they're like a year old and stuff, over a year old. But what was it? The one that I recently posted. You got a copy? That's what you say on the CB or walkie-talkie if you're trying to get a hold of somebody. Meaning, can you hear me? You got a copy? So, oh, listen, it's got one view now. I'm gonna go ahead and watch it because I don't remember. So that'll be my view. So, Bunny Humper, if it is you, well, here you go, having to admit that you're, still a secret fan, right? So it's like, that's something, right? You don't really, I get it, you know what I mean? But I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I don't know. I say that, but I can't confirm that. So I guess that's kind of good. It makes me feel a little better. I'd like to, know that you're okay, but there's no way to, really, unless you posted a picture on your um, Instagram. That would be confirmation. Um, I mean, generally speaking, probably her or my sister or something. Because I don't know, your sister disappeared, unless it was some sort of glitch, or something. But I think, yeah, because her presence went away. It didn't pop up automatically, and it didn't pop up when I typed it in. um, and a little bit afterwards, like a week or two, Crackhead Jack posted something. It was vague. He just said, "I just lost everything." And then he moved on. He's in a relationship with a single mommy, who's got a kid from previous baby daddy and all that. He just sort of doing his thing. So I put, those three things together with the fact that you were no longer posting pictures. So that's a fourth thing. The fact that when you were posting your pictures with your captions, it was kind of like, you know, kind of like you were like, kind of in a bad way, kind of depressed in a down mood. Combined because I know you lost your mom, like 2 or 3 years ago or something like that. And, oh man, just even before that, your health was kind of in some shit. And even before that, I remember, I don't know, man. There was like old pictures, like fucking from like shit, man. I don't even know, 7 years ago or some shit. I want to say even maybe shit. I don't know, maybe five. Cause I drove for Walmart for 5 years, was talking at you back when I was, driving with my other company, where you had some, poopy frowny face, captions, just forget about me, some shit. Then you had one that was kind of good. It was like it's nice to be thought of first or something, and you know, I thought, oh, I couldn't help but wonder, fucking, whatever. But then it's like, oh, come on now, but I don't know. I mean, shit, with all this shit. And then the stuff, your latest shit, and that seemed pretty, like I said, I'd do the little push the red button on my phone and post it. I'm gonna need a little bit more than that, and waste my time and never get back in line, and then poof, disappeared again, So I get it, you're going through some very real emotional shit in your life. And the only reason I'm doing this audio presentation is because I'm going into work late tomorrow, so I got to take care of some stuff. It's just, set up my stuff and whatnot. It's just too hard to do that, at work, because I've done that. I'll be like, hey, boss, you mind if I, make some phone calls for about 15, 20 minutes, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, whatever. I just need to take some time and get everything down on paper and get things scheduled and all that goodness. So otherwise, I wouldn't be giving you the time of day or whatever. I didn't mean that. I'm being sarcastic, like whatever. So that that'd be nice. But again, you're probably thinking, well, that's all you're gonna get, because you're trying to, like I said, it if that was real, it took a lot to do that. It did, because it's hard to play it off on your end, like, oh, I'm just a troll too. I'm just fucking around. It's real easy for me to say, I'm just a troll, which I am. But you know what I'm saying? That took guts, for lack of a better word. On your part, me, I'm just a pussy. I'm just a coward. I get to do that shit. Like I said, oh, baby, I'll be the man of your dreams. And then, blah, bam, and I get to, it's all good on my end. Plus, I am, I'm a macho manly boy, I'm a male of the human species. I can take the hit. Chicks not so much. No, I'm being real and I'm speaking generally here, you know what I mean? In general, guys can get knocked around and nobody really cares and it really doesn't affect like their image very much. It doesn't. But chicks, if they, make bad decisions and get dumped, or divorced, and the guy initiates it, knowing full well, that things aren't in his favor and stuff. It's like, it's a real gut punch. It's a bad image. Guy lives alone, it's like nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. He's just a quiet guy, a hermit. He keeps to himself, whatever. He goes to work, does his thing, blah. Nobody cares. If a female of the human species is single, it's like, oh, what's her problem? People wonder. It's not okay, generally speaking, for the female of the human species to be a loner, a hermit, a recluse. But anyway, so a guy can be like, oh, baby, I didn't mean it anyway. I don't care. I'm just fucking around. And it's like, okay, whatever, blah. Whether people believe it or they don't, but if a chick, if a woman female of the human species, opens up and says, hey, you know, like me personally, I think it's a good thing that nobody gives a fuck about dudes. We're considered expendable. Nobody cares about our struggles and our feelings. Personally, that works well. That works for me. But, I am wired different, so I'm invisible? Cool. That does not hurt my feelings. Shucks. Am I supposed to care? No, I didn't get the memo. Is this supposed to be a big deal? Is this supposed to sting or something? Fuck you. Leave me the fuck alone. But, chicks not so much. So, I guess that's all I gotta say. Is, suppose that's the best I'm gonna get. Because I get it. I get it. I'd like to know you're okay. But then, again, it's like, well, you're still listening. Well, why are you listening? Man, it's the same reason I listen to Crackhead Jack or check his shit, like on Instagram, which I haven't in a while. Same reason I check Mrs. Butthead. It's like I'm genuinely curious. And now, if she is a secret fan, she probably won't post any more pictures or the activity for a couple reasons. Like I said, she may have just opened a different account altogether, but kept her old one, for old friends or something that may search her name. I don't know, and they can DM her, and she can respond. It's like she's still got, a line on that account. She just doesn't do anything with it anymore. And, her other account, it's her, with a bun in the oven, the Gweed, behind her, holding her with his arms, on her tummy, and, but she never really was big on social media in that sense. And she doesn't seem like that type of girl, and blah, blah, blah. She just doesn't, she actually seemed fairly normal in that regard. Occasionally she'd post a picture. That's kind of it. So there's that. And we'll just leave it at that. It's, there's that. Well, what else are you thinking, you pathetic fuck? Like I said, that's it. That would be my guess. If I had to bet money, not to sound like a fucking weirdo, but if Mrs. Butthead never posts another picture on her blah, 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 and whatever else, because like I said, she's on the list until I saw the belly, but I don't think I will ever see the belly. I don't think I will ever see another picture of Mrs. Butthead ever again, because she probably just left that account open for old friends that might reach out, friends or family, and she can say, "Oh, that's not my channel anymore, or whatever. I'm over here now. Get this thing going on," and that's what's up. That would be what I would bet money on. But my point is, you could let me know you're okay. So I'm trying to throw you a line here. I'm trying to give you an out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. You're not going to hear me say, that motherfucker thinks I have fucking feelings for his stupid fucking YouTube ass. I would just like to know you're okay. That's all. Have a nice life.